Hello my beautiful co-creators, I'm here in Amsterdam and I was just walking by and I just saw this, the AIDS funds, and I was attracted to come and interview the people here and hear what they're all about and how they're helping people with AIDS around the world. And so quite interesting, spontaneous little interview. Let's check it out. Hello Wiebe.
Hello.
Thank you for accepting to doing this interview quite spontaneously.
Yes, it is.
But sometimes those are the most incredible moments. So tell me about the aid funds. What is your vision and mission here?
Yeah. Well, AIDS Funds is existing now for 25 years and our main goal is to get less HIV and AIDS in the world, not only in the Netherlands but also in the world. And especially make it easier for people who have HIV and AIDS to live with that and to see that society is opening up for people with HIV and AIDS, because it is a disease connected with all kinds of taboos about sex, about drug use, about going to die, and we want to tell people that it's different nowadays. Yeah. It's not a disease where you die immediately in the Netherlands, because we have, of course, a good, how do you call it?
Healthcare.
Therapy and healthcare for it. But in developing countries it's rather different. But also it's difficult to live here in society within your company where you work to tell about it, and so people often choose to ignore it, and that's very hard to live with. So we try to help people in that.
So it's mainly volunteers that work here?
No, not because we are a fundraising organization, and you need professionals
all the time
to get funds, and the government is giving less money, so we have to do more, even more than we did the last years. Yeah. We do a lot of research, and you need specialists for that too. We have a helpline where people can ask all kinds of questions through email or through social media, and we want to help them as soon as possible, of course.
So how big is the organization? How many are you, and how long have you been in business?
25 years in business, and this is a larger organization, but AIDS Funds is a smaller part of it. And about 30 people are working here for AIDS Funds.
What's the larger organization?
The larger organization is an STD organization, and it's partly also a government-funded organization. AIDS Funds is really private, but then STI AIDS Netherlands is a government-driven organization, and in total more than 100 people are working here in this building.
So regarding the AIDS fund, is there do you have partners abroad, or is there some kind of international umbrella?
Well, what we use as an international umbrella from here, it's Stop AIDS Now, which is a cooperation of AIDS funds with 4 developing organizations, and they have all kinds of projects in especially developing countries, but also in Eastern Europe, where HIV and AIDS is emerging very quickly.
Is it?
Among drug users. There's a lot of repression against drug users, and if you repress people, suppress people, then you can't reach them with your prevention message. So we try to help out in countries as Russia and all kinds of Eastern Europe, smaller countries.
What does the research is showing?
Well,
is it getting better? Is it?
Well, research is showing that in the Netherlands, even now, more than 850 people are newly infected. Are HIV diagnosed each year. So that's for a small country as the Netherlands.
It's too much.
It's too much. What we see on a global basis is that the number of new infections are decreasing. So that's a good sign, in especially developing countries. But then, even then, millions of people are dying. So each year. So there's an enormous amount of work to do.
Yeah. That you communicate through campaigns and.
Yes, we do campaigns to make the
To raise the awareness.
to raise awareness and to raise money, of course.
Yeah.
But we also do campaigns in informing people. That's what we do at the helpline. And for people with HIV and AIDS in the Netherlands, we also have a kind of place where they can ask for financial support from us if they need it, because most of the times people with HIV and AIDS who are long infected lost their jobs, and so they've not a lot of income, so we help them also.
Yeah, and they have no support from probably their family or friends. They've lost everything, really, some of them.
Yeah, some of them do, and especially people who come from abroad, which is also a large group in the Netherlands. And they are really isolated, and we try to give all kinds of projects where people can support each other. So, for instance, we support projects from churches here in Amsterdam who are working with what we call illegal people. People are never illegal, of course, but then they're said to be illegal because they don't have the right papers.
Yeah.
But we want people to have a normal life as possible, so we also help out in these groups.
What do you do? Tell us, to finish this. Why do you do what you do? Why did you choose to help this particular group of people?
Well, I'm working here for many years now. I'm working for 20 years for AIDS Funds, and the main reason for me is that people were dying in my own among my own friends, and I thought, well, what is happening here? All my gay friends are dying, and I have to know why, and maybe we can do something about it. So that was for me the important reason to start working 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, well, if you look at the world, there's so much HIV and AIDS still to overcome, so it never stopped.
So do you have hope for the future?
I have, because what we see what I just told you, that the numbers of infection are decreasing, not enough, but they are decreasing, so you can see that it is working. We have the Global Fund right now, and more than 5.5 million people in developing countries are on HIV inhibitors, so that's also revolutionary, you can say, because we always thought that there was not enough money to give them a clean glass of water, but now we give them sophisticated therapies and in large amounts of people, so that's hopeful, I think.
Because Dutch people are very innovative in many different ways. It's quite impressive, especially visiting here and how you come to new solutions. So did you come up with some new things here to help to raise awareness and raise funds that maybe some other countries are not doing, and that, you know, that could be taken in consideration, and you could have a voice right now to voice this out?
Well, I think what we do as in the Netherlands is very good in the field of fundraising. That's different from many other countries, and not only fundraising with people who have a lot of money. That's also important, of course, to ask rich people to help. But for us, it's very important to ask anybody in society. So we have more than 500,000 private donors here in the Netherlands, which is a lot, and that's I think very, very important. And what we like about it is that we can communicate with them easier with the new social media, which is very important. So we use them to build our relationship with those 500,000 people who are helping us.
And is it mainly in Dutch? Everything is the website, the campaign, the Facebook, all of that is in Dutch, or since you're most of all of you are fluent and bilingual, you go into English campaigns as well?
Well, I'm working especially for the Dutch target group, and that's why we have our websites in Dutch. Of course, we do the professional website is also in English. And especially the website from Stop AIDS Now for all the developing countries is in English, of course. So we choose on the basis of the target group in which language we work. Mm-hmm. But most of it is in Dutch, and lately we start working in other languages too. And of course, all the kinds of information material here in the Netherlands is produced in more than 10 or 20 languages. We have lots of groups who don't speak Dutch in the Netherlands, and they have to know about HIV and AIDS, but also from other STDs and safe sex. So
it's a global fight.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.